Welcome to the kitchen table, where the jankiest Magic the Gathering decks battle it out for glory, but most of all for your viewing pleasure. And to make it even extra fun, we have a little leaderboard, where the winner will win a Modern Horizons 2 Collector Booster, thanks to our partner CARDMARKET. To participate in this leaderboard, there's only one thing you need to do, and that is predict the winner of the next match and leave it in the comments below. We will announce the next match at the very end of this video, so stay with us until the end. But now sit back and relax, and let's ask Bram which two decks will enter the arena this time.
This time we have a bunch of bears venture into a labyrinth to encounter some Minotaurs. This tribal deck plays a bunch of bears, but also a bunch of shapeshifters who are also bears. We play Realm Walker and Morit of the Frost and some combat tricks with Blessing of Frost. Of course, we also need to play bears, and Ayula, Queen among bears, is the ultimate bear. Vivian is our backup planeswalker, and Court of Calling gets us some bears. In the labyrinth we find a bunch of Minotaurs led by Neheb the Worthy, but there's also Citron, Hurloon General and Morog Fury of Akum. These legendary Minotaurs will be on the front line. But behind them we will find a lot of other synergistic cards like Ragemonger, Falhide Petrifier, Rageblood Shaman and of course Kragma Warcaller.
Fight!
In the battle of the tribal decks we have Ayula, Queen amongst bears, to take the side of the bears. Of course there's an Owl Bear, Alpine Grizzly, I see some lands, and the Bloodline Pretender. Lot of synergistic cards, there's Mother Bear as well, so the bears have a good starting hand. Now onto the labyrinth with Neheb the Worthy. I also see a Hazoret's Monument making Minotaurs cheaper. There's a Terramorphic Expanse, enough of lands. Ragemonger also makes Minotaurs cheaper. And Slaughter Priest of Mogus is the last Minotaur in the hand of the Minotaur player. And they start cracking this Terramorphic Expanse for a swamp and passing the turn. So these tribes are a match for each other, I think. Bears versus Minotaurs. Here is the first land. It's a snow covered land for the bears. And they will pass the turn back to the Minotaurs. 2 mana on board. And that means we'll get a Minotaur in play. Who's going to be released from the labyrinth? It's Slaughter Priest of Mogus, a 2/2 that can get +2/+0 and first strike. Now the bears, they have Ayula, Queen among bears. My favorite bear of all time. Great card. When another bear enters the battlefield, you put a +2/+2 counter on a bear, or you may have a bear fight. And now Hazoret Monument making red cards cheaper. And the bears, they have their third land, and that means here is Bloodline Pretender. That also means that Ayula becomes a 4/4 now. So the bears take the lead, they start attacking, putting the pressure on those Minotaurs. Now the Minotaurs, they still have a 4th land, and what are they going to do? They will first play Ragemonger for only 2 mana, and this means now Minotaurs will cost a bunch less. Now the Minotaur player is considering to discard a card. He is waiting a little bit. What is he going to do? Minotaurs now cost a lot less, and Neheb the Worthy is just being cast for free. Now here is another cursed Minotaur that is cast for 1 mana. Then there's a Minotaur discarded. So the Minotaurs will go completely crazy in this turn with the Monument. It's combo time with, of course, also the Ragemonger. And now we can still discard and draw. Oh, there is another Minotaur, Fellhide Petrifier that can be played for 1 mana. Minotaurs now had an insane turn. Nehapteworthy gives all those Minotaurs +2/+0 and first strike. They also have Death Touch. Oh, this looks bad for the bears. I even think a big pot of honey can't save the bears, give them enough strength to defend themselves against this horde of Minotaurs that suddenly appeared from the labyrinth. Slaughter Priest of Mogis is attacking for 4 damage. Bears now have 1 turn to find a good answer. They of course have Ayula, but then again they're at 14. Here is Alpine Grizzly. This one fights with the Death Touching Minotaur. The Pretender gets another counter, but Nehapteworthy is still there. And let's see if the Minotaurs draw another Minotaur. Yes, they do. That Bellow Raider. It's an aggressive one that attacks each turn. But now a big attack is coming from all those Minotaurs. All those Minotaurs, they have first strike, they have +2/+0 because no cards are found in the hand of the Minotaur player. And the Slaughter Priest can get bigger, it can get +2/+0, an additional +2/+0. So blocking the Nehap would still be lethal, I think. So the bear player needs to reconsider his blocks, but this guy, this poor bear, this Care Bear is only in survival mode. Nehapteworthy and his bunch of angry Minotaurs, they deal first strike damage, killing those bears. And now the bears, they need a miracle. They need a card that has not been printed yet. Mother Bear can't protect her cubs. The Minotaurs are too angry and they deal the final blow. Minotaurs went crazy and take the match.
So this was this week's match. Check out the community tab of this channel to find out where you are in the leaderboard, or learn how you can join the leaderboard by clicking on this link here. But most importantly, predict who will be the winner of the next match and leave it in the comments below. And Bram will tell us now which 2 decks will battle it out in the next epic match.
Next week, 2 budget versions of iconic decks in our gauntlet. Maverick versus Liquid Metal Panza. Leave your vote in the comments below.